I just realised my mic was muted that whole time. What round is this? Round 9 now, isn't it? Oh, hello. Trying to make sure the sound's working on the stream. Okay, sound is working, that's good. We need 2 more drivers to do full qualifying, at least, I think. If not, it'll be short qualifying. So it is going to be qualifying then, with one more driver on the way. So no drivers will be going out in Q1 then. I should make Q2 all the more interesting. Also, no surprise, next to no chance of rain. Also, I've just noticed it goes 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 onwards. First round track is Dragon. On the soft tire as well. These runs will just be about getting a time on the board. All you have to do to get into Q2. In fact, I don't know if you do have to set a time, but get used to the track in Q1 is what a lot of drivers may use it for. Not using too much entry curve into turn 4 or nor on the exit. 28.3 first sector. Sector 2, 106.1. Oh, Mantic's the first drive to lap, sorry, 127.5. Time that everyone will want to try and beat. As Retro rejoins the set. Dragging to the line, 128.1. $27.9 for Adam. Herbert out of the line, 27.4 goes fastest, a Ferrari right behind him. He goes P5 with a 29.8, probably not a push lap. Now here comes Shikari, boast your brand new helmet for this race. Doesn't have any ERS on, however, so yeah, he's back. As well as Hurricane. So only 5 drivers setting a lap in the early part of qualifying. On a second push lap, which is interesting considering around Bahrain. Now, yeah, up on his time, 2/10 up. On 27.3, lost about a 10th in the last sector, so I'm sure he'll know that there's more time in that lap. PRUFC now on an out lap. Kenzie as well, along with Herbinator, I believe that is, who's on an in lap. Yes, he is. 320 odd Ks going into turn 1. Big heavy braking zone and tricky traction zone. Good turn 2 and 3. Up the hill now into turn number 4. Understeery right-handed, pretty tricky to get. PIFC stays off the exit curb again. 28.1 first sector, that's a good first sector. Oh, he does invalidate on the curb, however, at turn number 7. I do believe Shikari's not on a lap. I believe he is. Is he doing high fuel? He is. 56 laps of fuel. Let's pick up where PIFC left off. 28.6 first sector. Now going into turn number 9. Gets a nice apex and a little slippery on the power into the tricky turn 10. Away as you're turning into the corner. Now open up with DRS. Turn number 11, fast left-hander. And you'll be pretty much flat out now all the way up to 14 or 13, I believe it is. Now coming up to the, well, what is officially the penultimate corner, but effectively the last corner. You get the penultimate corner right, the last corner isn't actually really a corner. Kenzie now 28.5 Dragon also starting a hot lap right behind Flavor. A bit understeery at turn 1. It's 28.5 sector 1. Followed by what currently looks like quite a good middle sector as well. 10-10, does he lock up? No he doesn't, he hooks the apex nicely though. Which will give him an advantage all the way down this little straight into turn 11 and 12. The line now for Flavor, who is closely followed by Dragon. Flavor 29.2, Dragon does not improve. Oh no, he does improve, sorry, down to a 20. Okay, it must have been invalid. Beastian on mediums, so we won't be wanting to use those in Q2. Is he on high fuel? No, he isn't. Just doesn't have ERS turned on. Zola now for the line, 128.7. Shikari still running high fuel. Well, yeah, he hasn't pitted, so it makes sense. Mantic not thinking his time is safe, over 27.5, decides to do another lap. Oh, someone spun. That's his actual Dragon at the final corner. It was 5 tenths up as well. It would have been probably a 0.7, low 0.7, high 0.6. Which would have been good enough for P3 as it stands. However, I'm sure he's not overly fussed as it's only the first of 3 sessions. Zola and Beastian interestingly opting not to qualify on the mediums in Q2. Only 4 drivers on the track at the moment. Yeah, Dragon has retired, along with Beastian, as they feel comfortable with their times. Hurricane, the driver I believe next to complete a fast lap. 1058 middle sector, that's a decent middle sector. Could be seeing another driver into the low 27s as Hurricane rounds the final corner. Goes to be 1 minute 27.4. So yeah, very close between him and Herbinator, just a matter of hundredths of a second. Meerkat now goes P1 by another couple hundredths of a second. So the top three all only split by less than half a tenth. Now the only man is on track is XR Shikari on his what are now 9-lap old softs. Lapping off the pace, but that can all be explained by his 50 plus laps of fuel that he has on board. Oh, Shikari spins out of the tricky turn 10. Just trying to put the power down a bit eagerly, and the rear tyres just gave up. Yeah, his rears are overheating. Oh yeah, another spin, but that could have just been from him clobbering the inside curb there at turn 14. And now trundles back to the pit lane. Shaqiri annoys every driver in the lobby by taking the speed limit board out. I think I keep saying Shaqiri instead of Shikari. Yeah, two drivers already usually up their medium tires. I believe the delta around here is about one. I think it's about a second over one flying lap. So that would put Zola in P4. Then again, knowing Zola, he probably wasn't pushing. Oh, I've just seen Zola's message in. Q2 now. Will we see any drivers try the mediums? Adam. Yep, is the first driver to come out, and he's also on the mediums. Now it comes a Mercedes of, I believe, is that Hurricane? No, it's PIUFC. Is it Hurricane? It's Hurricane. On these. So it does look like the favourite tyre at the moment is definitely However, I feel like someone may very well die around turn 12, I believe it is. Small lock up into turn 1 from Adam. Then again, going from softs in Q1 to mediums to Q2 is going to feel very different. .28.4, that's a good first sector compared to Q1, but this is where mediums are going to lose all their time. This sector 2. Where all the lateral grip is. We're 6.4 middle sector, so we'll probably be looking at a high 27 you'd be expecting on the mediums. Yeah, 28.332 from Adam. However, I believe that will... Ooh, Dragon has spun going through turn tricky right-hander. Hurricane to the line, 128.0 the line with a 120.7. The next driver to finish up, I believe, is Meerkat, who is a couple of tenths up on Adam on the same compound of tyre. Out of the final corner now. It's going to be a 1 minute 28.2, so yeah, it does just pip Adam. Let's go P1 of the medium runners. Beastian to the line on 30.4. Edgerty now rounds the final corner. After not the best middle sector, 1 minute 29.5. Here comes Shikari though on his first proper push lap. Yeah, 1 minute 26.8. The first driver properly into the 1 minute 26. I think Flavor's the next one on a push lap. Yeah, Flavor, then PIFC. Yeah, Flavor is giving now a little bit of a toe to PIFC. One 30.0 for Flavor, 127.5 for PIFC. Yet Shikari still 8 tenths ahead of the field. 8 tenths? 7 tenths ahead of the field. Shikari improving his time though, 126.7. Very strong time from the AlphaTauri driver. PIFC's on a lap. He's a 10th up on his own time. He's running a little dry on the ERS. Coming in now to the penultimate, well, the last corner. Wait a minute, no, 27.5, oh, 3 thousandths off. Solo, I believe, the next man to do a hot lap. This is the pad's backyard, so presumably we will be seeing the likes of Zola, and well, we've already seen Shikari go very quickly. .28.0 first sector, so already a very good first sector from Zola. Very Senna-esque and putting the power down there. Yeah, stomping the throttle. What's his middle sector going to be? 105.7. Zola now to the line, 1 minute 27.5, good enough for P2. However, still 8/10 off of Shikari. Herbinator into the line, 27.1. That's a good lap, being able to get within a few tenths of Shikari, who's now retired in the pits. Likely to see the bottom few drivers come out again, try and get themselves into Q3. Adam's already retired, so he's set on going on mediums. Zola now retires in the pits, and rightfully so, as he feels he's safe with his time. Beastian, interestingly, retiring in the pits, despite being in the bottom two. So I believe that does mean that Adam will be the only driver going through on a set of mediums. There's now all drivers other than those who have retired, and the two Mercedes are on track. Dragon with a 106.1 middle sector is a little bit down. To the line we go. What's it going to be? It's going to be 1 minute 27? No, 1 minute 28.0. Good enough for P5. 3/10 up on his time, looking to break the 1 minute 28 barrier. Middle sector, what's it going to be? Going to be in about the 1 minute 5s, yeah, 1 minute 5.5, 8/10 up, so that'll see him potentially go into the top 3, should he be able to hook up the final couple of corners, which he looks like he did. It's to the line now. DRS open. What's it going to be? It's going to be 1 minute 27.1. Very comfortably seeing him into the top 3. Kenzie now to the line, 9/10 up. Goes P4 on a 27.5. As it goes, it looks like we may... Well, Shikari is a very strong bet for pole position. However, we don't know. Herbinator Manta may be holding a little bit in the tank for the final part of qualifying. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, I believe, yeah, Flavour is on a flying lap. 28.5 first sector. Flavour, I believe, will be. Oh no, he won't be. He'll be the penultimate driver to set that. What's it going to be? It's going to be 1 minute 28.4. It's good enough for P10 and good enough to see him through into Q3. Now here, Hurricane's on a flying lap. He will be the last person to finish a lap. I do not believe Flavour. Is Flavour pushing? He might be. I can't tell. As Flavour just crossed the line in time to do another lap. Hurricane's going to be 27.5, so that is the fourth driver onto a 0.5, so very tight midfield. Oh no, Flavour is up on his time, so he's deciding to do another push lap on those tyres, interestingly. As now to the line comes Exer of Flavour. It's going to be an improvement down to a 128.001. As now we move into the final part of qualifying session, XRL Shikari 3/10 clear of the next quickest driver on a 26.7, so it's looking very strong for the Brit. Yeah, Flavour's that was enough to put him P8. First driver to come on track is a Mercedes, of which one though cannot be sure. And was that yes, it was a Williams of Herbinator. All these blue cars, it's hard to tell which one's which really. And it was also Hurricane. Yeah, everyone's coming to try now. Dragon also making his way down the pit lane along with Kenzie Retro. See if we can get a shot of oh no, Shikari's not on track yet. Herbinator will be the first driver to start his flying lap, followed closely by Hurricane. First sector is going to be a 27.9. So that's a very promising first sector from Herbinator. Now every driver but Flavor is on track. One of 5-4 middle sector, so he lost a little bit of time. Only about 2 or 3 tenths though in the middle sector, so be interesting to see what time he can do as we come to the line. It's going to be a 127.0 for everyone to chase. Hurricane 27.8, followed by Adam and Zola. Oh no, Zola's on the right map. Adam 27.2. Dragon now to the line, out of the final corner. It's going to be a 1 minute 27.6. Retro now 28.9, and Meerkat now just coming to the end of sector 2, matching Herbinator sector 2 actually. So it will be interesting to see what time he can do. The line now open up the DRS 27.0, less than half a tenth off of pole. PIFC hasn't validated, but now here comes XRL Shikari. He's 4 tenths up on Herbinator's time. I suspect he may be using higher wings than the rest of the drivers, or than some of the drivers. But we shall see now as we come to the line. What's it going to be? It's going to be a 1 minute 26.5. It's a very strong lap from XRL Shikari. Adam now to the line on 26.8, so good answer to Shikari's pace, but still 3 tenths off. Oh, and I did not see that, sorry. Herbinator went P3 with a 1 minute 26.9, so the third driver now into the 26s. There's PIFC now around the final corner, opens DRS. It's going to be a 1 minute 27.5. As someone hasn't spun. I would believe Zola is now on a push lap, although he might now he's got his DRS turned off. Yeah. So the next driver to do their lap is going to be XRL Flavor. Over to the line, 26.5, puts in P9. As now Hurricane begins what I presume is their penultimate lap. — 28.1 first sector. Hurricane now a few tenths up on his lap. Now as we round the final corner, he opens up his DRS. It should be a 1 minute 27.3. Good enough for P5 as it stands. Dragon is up by a couple of tenths. Dragon now to the line, it's going to be a 1 minute 27.3, so that's good enough for P6. As now Shikari comes to start his final flying lap of the session. Already has pole by 3 tenths, however that could change in the closing moments of qualifying. .6 first sector, that's a very good first sector. Shikari is on an absolute monster of a lap at the moment. What's this middle sector going to be? It's going to be a 104.7 middle sector, 3 tenths up on his own time. This is going to be a stonkingly quick lap. Now as we round the final corner, he opens up his DRS to the line. What's it going to be? It's going to be 1 minute 26.2. Now 6 tenths ahead of the next quickest man. However, Kenzie now coming to the line. What can he do? He could do a 1 minute 27.4, good enough for P7. PRUFC has invalidated his lap, that means the best he's starting is P9. Herbinator now rounds the final corner. What can he do? A 126.8, cannot answer to Shikari's amazing pace. Adam Lino rounds the final corner. Can he perhaps pip Herbinator going into P2? What's it going to be? It's going to be 1 minute 26.7. Good enough to put him into P2. Meerkat now, however, goes P2 with a really good lap. Zola comes to the line. What can he do? It's going to be a 1 minute 27.2. Good enough for P5. That was a good end to qualifying. So we'll get going for the race in about 5 minutes time. Oh yeah, Shikari takes pole by half a second. It's a very quick lap from X0 Shikari. Yeah, Shikari, in terms of at least qualifying pace, is looking very strong going into the race. However, this is where everything changes with an extra 60 odd kilos of fuel. Cars will be a lot heavier naturally. Perhaps anyone using a more qualifying based setup will suffer a bit more on race pace, and perhaps even tyre wear should their wings be lower, or more oversteering, as quali setups do tend to be quite pointy, which could lead to spins and all sorts. 29 laps of Bahrain ahead. Quite a short circuit, now that I think about it. 29 laps is quite a lot for a 50% race. Not as much as Mexico, Austria, Brazil, and and Canada, the likes of those tracks. But yeah, it's quite a lot of laps. Yeah, X0 Shikari is a very quick driver around here. Actually, he's just a quick driver in general. Our Mantic lining up alongside him, P2. I do believe all but one, is starting on the soft. Adam in P3 starting on the mediums, so strategy will play quite heavily in his favour in the later stages of the race, should there lack a safety car. However, the disadvantage to that is he may get swallowed at the start of the race by the likes of Herminator, Zola, Hurricane and Dragon, etc, etc. should be getting ready to go underway for 29 laps of the Bahraini Grand Prix. I do believe it's now the Gulf Air Bahrain Grand Prix because every race has a sponsor associated with it now. I swear it didn't used to be like that. But yeah, the Gulf Air Bahraini Grand Prix. Now here come the lights for the drivers. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. There's lights out and away we go, and Jigsaw gets an absolute monstrous start, whereas Meerkat instantly gets swallowed by Herbinator. Adam drops down to P5. Meerkat goes down the inside. They're 3 wide in turn 1. I think they've kept it mostly clean. Adam now falling down to P5, fending off the Mercedes of PRUFC. It does look like Kezi is trying to go down the inside of one of them, maybe not quite making it work. CJ Hurricane and Flavor now also going side by side, going into sector 2. And Hurricane sends it around the outside. Now Hurricane up into P8. Dragon now practically pushing Flavor through the corner. Now Dragon has a... Oh, and that's a Mercedes of Hurricane spinning off. That will be presumably... actually it won't be damage rear wing because simulation damage isn't on tonight. Oh, and Shikari's out. The driver who looked dominant in qualifying has gone out. He's crashed out. I guess he's just dropped on traction. Oh yeah, he's gone off fine. I don't believe he'll be doing a quick little interview to let us know what happened. So now that gives Herbinator the race lead. Well, this just changed the entire dynamic of the race, because one of the fastest drivers on the grid, who I believe already had over 1.2 seconds to Herbinator, DNF'd, and now Mantic and Herbinator look like the two that will be fighting nose and tail for the rest of the race for the race win. Yeah, DRS is now enabled as Mantic and Herbinator are going to go side by side into turn 1 as Herbinator appearingly yields as now Zola disconnects from the session, letting Mantic go past, which now gives Herbinator the DRS, which isn't going to quite give him enough of a run. However, he's very close to the back of the Haas. Zola now falls down, well, Zola's AI now falls down to P4. I have lost the interval, which is nice. Yeah, now Herbinator trailing Mantic now after losing the position. Well, I'm not sure if he lost the position or tried to get DRS, but all I know is that there's the Haas in front of the Williams now. Someone else has spun. Yeah, turn 11 is a very tricky corner to handle. As he has underfueled a little bit, has Dragon, as Mantic Meerkat sets the fastest lap of the race, but here comes Herbinator, 2/10, a 10th. He does break a little bit early, I presume, to try and get DRS on the run into turn 4. However, it doesn't like Mantic has a very good exit with a 4/10 lead over Herbinator. Yeah, Herbinator isn't even using his DRS to try and overtake. So he does settle for P2. As it stands, does look like Meerkat has burnt a lot of his DRS trying to not lose the position to Herbinator. Oh, as Herbinator gets very close on the braking zone into turn number 13. Mantic is already down to 6% ERS and we have okay, now Herbinator now does go for the move on Mantic. He does have more ERS. Mantic almost looked like for a second he might send it down the inside. He is now going to have DRS, but he isn't going to have any ERS to allow him to go for the move. However, he's gaining. He's going to go for it into turn 4. However, he does have to back out, as there's not much room left on the, well, there's not a lot of time to decide whether he's going to go for the move or I am lagging. Let's turn you off. There we go. Mantic now does have DRS as Herbinator, but they're both using. However, Mantic does have significantly less as Mantic goes down the inside into turn number 11, side by side through turn number 12. Neither of them drop it. It's still side by side going into turn number 13. Neither driver wanting to yield, as Herbinator does close the door a little bit on the outside. However, this will give Mantic the DRS opportunity going into turn 1, as he did look to go for move into turn number 14. As Herbinator's already coming into the pits. Now that does seem a little bit early if he's going to try the one stop, and I've just been kicked from the game. So presumably they're on a 2-stop then now. Oh, Adam very close to the back of Mantic now, so that means Adam will inherit the lead of the race due to Mantic disconnecting. However, on the plus side a little bit for Mantic, his AI has managed to save up about 30% ERS, as now Kenzie is on the back of Zola. Yeah, same. I'm watching Zola and Kenzie at the moment. So does Zola have the DRS? No, he doesn't. Does Kenzie have the DRS? Yes, he does. He also has a significant ERS advantage. Turns on the overtake, makes the move going into turn 1. Zola will get the DRS and try and go for a switchback at turn 1. And turn 2 he gets a significantly better exit, has to lift off a little bit. As now Zola is going to try and re-overtake Kenzie going into turn number 4, which he does. Just about. They're still side by side going into turn number 6 and 7. As that is CJ Hurricane who is spun at turn number 13. Did Mantic? Yeah, Mantic must have pitted. Whether his AI did that or... Oh, fair enough. The thing is, the more time Zola and Kenzie are going to spend battling, the more time they're going to lose to Adam, who is currently leading the race in P1. He does not have much ERS though, so perhaps he's been pushing a little bit to try and extend the gap to Zola, as he will almost definitely get undercut by them, as they'll have fresh mediums while he's still out on his worn mediums. Kenzie doesn't look keen to try and move going into turn 1. Yeah, lifts off a little bit early, as he's going to try and get the DRS and go for the move into turn 4. However, he does look to be... oh no, he is quite close to the back of Zola now, using his ERS. Is Zola going to defend? Zola's not going to defend. He's going to hold it around the outside. No, he's going... oh no, he's... yeah, he has held it around the outside and through turns 6 and 7. So for now, Zola remains ahead of Kenzie, as once again that is CJ Hurricane who has spun it in the last sector. Those mediums not very comfortable for the Mercedes driver. Kenzie must be getting very frustrated at being behind the Red Bull of Zola, considering Zola is able to manage the gap to Kenzie and stay ahead of him, no matter if he gets DRS nor if he overtakes him. He will still be able. Well, often he's able to repass because he'll just brake that little bit earlier going into turn 1. Giving Zola the DRS up into turn 4. However, Kenzie getting reasonably close going into turn 1. Gap now down to 0.4 of a second. How long are Kenzie and Zola going to take these soft compound tires? Presumably Pity at the end of this lap. As who is that? That is Edgety, who was spun at turn 4. Whether there was contact, there was a little cluster of cars involving him, PIUFC and Mantic Meerkat. Whether there was contact, I don't know. Zola now is going to be about 2/10 behind going into the final corner. Does lose about 3/10 on the exit of the final corner. Kenzie is using his ERS now. Is Zola going to go for the overtake? Not by the looks of things. I think he's going to wait for turn 4. He does line up the exit. However, he is currently he's 5/10 back on Kenzie Retro, so I don't think he's going to be quite close enough on this occasion to re-overtake Kenzie. So now Kenzie up into second and Zola in third. As Flavor now comes out of the box in P8. I'll be honest, I'm surprised Zola didn't try and undercut Kenzie that lap, as it would have almost certainly worked, due to the tyre wear being very extortionate around here. Or extortionately high, should I say. Now, Kenzie doesn't pit, but Zola does pit, making a very late decision. So he is going to end up going for the undercut, still on Kenzie, as Kenzie's going to try and do 11, what will be 12 laps on his tyres, given he also had to do qualifying on them. So yeah, Zola now goes for the medium compounded tyres. Is going to come out, I believe, just behind the Ferrari of Egerty, who I believe is yet to make a stop. So as it stands, Herbinator, Mantic, PIUFC, Flavor, Zola, Dragon, Beastie and Hurricane, they've all made their required pit stops. However, that doesn't necessarily mean... Oh, and that's an AlphaTauri of Dragon round at turn number 3, turn number 2, sorry, 3. I think he dropped it at turn number 2. He was running, I think it was running, what, P7 before he crashed, I believe. So now we're down to 10 drivers in this race, as we're back racing again, and Kenzie has come in the pits. He will, I believe, be able to cover off the undercut from Zola due to there being that safety car. So Kenzie has gained massively from that safety car. That has come at the perfect time for Kenzie. 6.5 seconds is the gap to Kenzie. I don't doubt that Zola will be able to close that gap. It's just a matter of will he have enough tyres and ERS left once he's caught up to overtake. Once again, Hurricane spins. Third time lucky, some would say, but that's the third time he's spun, hopefully. That is his third and last time, but we shan't know. Adams, Adam 18 seconds ahead of the next car. I'm presuming Herbinator will have to stop again due to pitting very early on lap number 5. So that effectively means Adam is in the net race lead. Zola's already closed the gap down by about 0.6 of a second, as Mantic near enough matches his previous fastest lap of the race of a 1:30.4. Oh, I've just seen Mantic and Herbinator very close still. So now Herbinator is ahead of Mantic for what is now net P2 in the race, due to pitting very early. So they will have supposedly quicker tyres than Adam, but they still all have to make a pit stop. Zola hasn't closed by as much this lap. As I say that, he does just gain 3/10 on Ken's going through the fast left-right section at the end of sector 2. But now here comes Mantic and Meerkat. Herbinator goes very defensive as they're both flashing. Mantic runs out of ERS, as does Herbinator. So now their positions swapped yet again. And all this battling is only going to help PIUFC and Adam. Oh, Herbinator tries to go around the outside, and he does so, but Mantic's going to try and... Nah, he's going to tuck in behind Herbinator for 6, 7, and presumably for the rest of the lap. Zola now got the gap down to 5 seconds. So he's closing about 1.5 seconds in total to Kenzie. He is pushing quite hard with his ERS as opposed to Kenzie, who's only running about Zola's running about 25%, which is about 75% less than what Kenzie has. May explain why Kenzie hasn't really gained on Zola. Meerkat is going to look for the move going into turn 1. He was behind at the texture point, so he will have DRS again going into turn 4. Herbinator runs really wide. Now, oh, Herbinator spins and he's out of the race as he does something very reminiscent of Grosjean in 2020 at the exit of turn number 3. Now, well, that was the main battle on the field. Everyone is spread out by at least 5 seconds now. Has he got a puncture? That must have been on debris because his mediums when... Yeah, I see. I assume he ran over the debris because his tyres were relatively new. Yeah, exactly. I imagine it was part of debris from Herbinator's crash. That, or he's been very aggressive on his tyres. Oh, as he spins. It could be, actually. He's now going to get lapped by P8 or the next car on track as hard as he spins again in the gravel trap. Yeah, rear left is completely deflated. Yeah. I presume he's going to pit for another set of mediums, given that he started on softs. There's Beastian. Is that the first time penalty of the race? Everyone's been well behaved. Yeah, the first time penalty of the race goes to Beastian. Is now Zola is still chasing down Kenzie. He's got on the gap down to 3.9 seconds on the exit of that corner. So I presume he's going to catch up and then try and use DRS to save the rest of his ERS. In the next lap or two as well, I do believe we'll be seeing Adam come into the pits for what will be a fresh set of softs. Yeah, PAFC now comes into the pits. Interesting, for a new set of mediums. And yeah, Hurricane has just retired in the pits, so I do believe that will be a qualifying ban for him tomorrow in X3. Or yeah, I think it'll be X3. Or will it be X2? I believe it'll be X2 actually. Let's have a quick look at the standings, see how it would shape up after the race. Yeah, as it stands, the closest driver to Zola is about... I think Zola has pretty much walked off with this championship at this point. Has he already, I believe? How many points is he ahead of PIFC? He's about 44 points ahead of PIFC. And this is what, the tri-ultimate round, I believe? So should it stay as it is, Zola will, I believe, win the championship tonight. However, I'm not sure, as I can't really do maths. He will score... He'll score 12 points. PIFC will score 8 points, so he'll outscore him by 4 points, giving him a 50. Actually, thinking about it, technically if Zola DNFs out of the next two races and PIFC wins with fastest lap and pole, he could still win the championship. Seems like Kenzie's been able to mitigate the loss each lap to Zola. Whether that be through just pushing harder or using more ERS. Actually, I do believe, nice, yeah, so he might just be pushing harder. Or it might be due to the fact that Zola is trying to save a little bit of his ERS. Yeah, you've seen now with the fastest lap of a 129.4, a second quicker than anyone else on the field. But he is on also with the newest tyres. I also think this lap we may be seeing Adam come into the pits, which would give Kenzie the race lead. Now softs, actually no it won't, they're 28 seconds back. And the pit stop rounds are about 20, I think it's about 22 seconds around here. Somewhere in that region. 22, 23 seconds. Yeah, he does come into the pits now. After doing 20 laps on his mediums. He will get overtaken by Mantic, however he will have... In fact, no he won't, because Mantic also comes into the pits. Kenzie does jump past Mantic, does fall down to 4th though. However, on his brand new soft tyres, I don't doubt he will be able to make quick work of Zola and Retro. And also, the fastest lap is about to plummet to perhaps a low 28. That would be my estimate. And Mantic already right on the back of Zola. However, Mantic has managed to burn through the entirety of his ERS. Yeah, Mantic does manage to get DRS again. So I presume this will be a fastest lap battle on this lap between Adam and Mantic. Oh, as Adam does just lock up a little bit going into turn number 10. Yeah, Adam now with the 28.2 fastest lap. However, Mantic did have DRS on his lap, so it's not actually, no, it's not going to be a fastest lap for him. flavour is now pitted onto a fresh set of soft tyres. As Edge T now going to not go for the move down the inside. Zola now once again pushing a little bit more with his ERS. With now 3 laps to go, Zola is closing the gap to Kenzie. He's got it down to 2 seconds. Edge now going for a move on Beastian, and he does make it stick going into turn 1. He's already ahead before the braking zone. Beastian runs out wide, meaning he is clear from any danger from behind. as we now start the final lap of the race. Adam has got a comfortable gap to Mantic. He doesn't need to push on this final lap. He's pretty much got the win in the bag. I can't remember anything he's done that would get him time penalties, so I do believe the winner of the race will be Adam, who has mainly just played the strategy right. So he did do the one stop as opposed to Mantic and Herbinator, who tried the two stop. Kenzie and Zola also doing the one stop, however just not pulling it off to the same level of Adam. Adam now coming to lap Bastian. Zola is getting very close on this final lap. Should there have been 2 more laps, I feel like he may have been able to make the move on Kenzie. This is now under a second. As Kenzie's going very slowly. Peculiar. But yeah, Kenzie is going to have the jump on Zola, but Adam wins it. Mantic second. Third will surely be will be Kenzie. Yeah, Kenzie third, Zola fourth, PIUFC close behind him, P5. P6 will go to Flavor. Bastian has already finished the race, so he's in P8. Yeah, Flavor comes home in P6 as Edgety rounds out the final corner to take P7 and end what was an interesting race. There was a few scraps, but they evened themselves out by about lap 20 odd, and then it was just about who was on the better tyres, who had the better strategy, and in this case it was Adam. Zola getting unlucky with a safety car. With a virtual safety car means that Kenzie does take P3. It did seem like Zola had a little bit more pace than Kenzie near the end of the race, but wasn't quite enough. So there's your final results, well no, your provisional results. Adam P1, Mantic P2, Kenzie P3, Zola P4, PIUFC P5, Flavor P6, Edgety P7, and then Bastian P8, and the drivers who crashed out are Hurricane, Herbinator, Dragon and Shikari. So thank you all for watching Dev this evening. Tomorrow we'll be live on this channel for X1 at 5 PM and then X2 at 8 PM. And on the second channel there will be X3 at 5 PM.